Today, we have with us Douglas Marker, born in 16th century England. Have any of you heard of the law of attraction? It suggests that our thoughts shape our reality, either positively or negatively. Douglas Marker noticed that some people, despite knowing this theory, fail to manifest their desires. I've heard before that it's because people only think consciously, and what manifests is what's thought in the subconscious. However, aside from that, Douglas Marker taught us something else important. While many see positive emotions as good and negative ones as bad, Marker emphasizes that both are essential for our growth and development. Recognizing both sides of ourselves is vital. Lacking one makes things challenging. Do you understand the essence? Now, let's listen to Douglas Marker's insights.
Today we have a story about life success. Please listen closely. There are many teachings on the law of attraction and achieving success in life, but today's video has some incredible points to share. I truly believe today is a lucky day. I hope you will listen attentively. We are honored to have Mr. Douglas Marker, who was born in England around the 16th century, to speak to us. Thank you and please enjoy the talk. Thank you for joining us here today. Now, if we could enter Elena, the medium over there, and share some words with us, we would greatly appreciate it. Thank you for coming. May we know your name, please?
I am Douglas Marker. You probably haven't heard of me.
Could you please introduce yourself and share some words with us? Thank you.
Wait, you want me to introduce myself?
I apologize, I'm not familiar with who you are.
I was involved in various businesses and research around the 16th century in England, I guess. Well, I built up quite a fortune, so to speak. There are many philosophies on life success, but what everyone generally says is that your thoughts are a seed leading to success. The idea is that what you think about becomes your reality. However, even with this understanding, many people, knowing various theories, fail to realize their dreams. I think there's another real reason behind this. Despite wanting financial success or success in various aspects of life, many people set goals and try but still fail. I believe the reason for this is that they haven't actually experienced what they've learned. You can accumulate knowledge, stories from successful people in the past, or tales of great figures as examples. But that remains at the level of knowledge, it hasn't been internalized through personal experience. In most cases, the reason things don't work out lies there. Humans always have various emotions. There's the self we recognize daily, and there's a hidden self as well. Another version of ourselves exists that usually doesn't show itself. However, this version of ourselves significantly influences our lives. You've probably heard this referred to as the subconscious or something similar before. But the question is, have you actually grasped it and engaged in dialogue with your inner self? Even if you're aware of its existence, if you can't grasp it yourself, you can't truly change your reality. The term miracle exists, but miracles don't happen without reason. There's always a cause leading to an effect. Therefore, in your life, regardless of the outcomes, you must first understand that all the causes lie within you. It's true to say that blaming societal situations, politics, what your neighbor said, what your parents said, or what you studied in school as the reason your life turned out a certain way is not valid. These might be contributing factors, but ultimately, the direction of your life is determined by your own decisions. What you choose, which path you take, the actions you take, the thoughts you hold, all these happen within you. It's about recognizing which direction your thoughts are leading you in. Have you ever met your true self? The true self exists within every person. If we can talk about a false self, then it also exists within each person. Even if you try to push it out, it will always find a way to reappear, targeting some vulnerability. It keeps coming back. For instance, negative feelings such as doubt, jealousy, envy, resentment, anger, sadness, and grudges are like that. There's no one who doesn't have these. On the other hand, positive feelings like joy, gratitude, hope, dreams, and such are also always within you. Depending on which aspect of yourself you're currently holding onto, you control your own life. The direction changes depending on which version of yourself is driving. It's as simple as that. However, most people think they've been shaped this way by external factors. This also applies to the limitations they perceive in their abilities. They believe they can't do more because of some reason. But it's all self-imposed. All limitations are self-imposed. People often think, I'm only capable of this much, so it's natural they can't go further. Sometimes there are phenomena filled with illusions, where miracles seem to happen due to some external force, leading them to success. However, even these are guided by oneself. Recognizing the existence of both sides of oneself and understanding that there are both light and dark aspects are realizing a universal law. The reason both light and darkness exist is to allow for further development and improvement through this system. For instance, in a world where only light and brightness exist without any darkness, it would be challenging to progress beyond that. Similarly, if only darkness existed, advancing from that state would also be difficult, leading to stagnation. However, with both light and darkness, just like the positive and negative in electricity, energy starts to flow. Both humans and the universe operate on this principle. Whether one strives for improvement or descends into decline is determined by oneself. Everything is decided by which direction you steer the wheel towards. Recognizing this principle and experiencing it firsthand in one's own life allows a person to truly gain control, to grasp the steering wheel. However, without realizing the existence of one's true self, chasing after superficial, three-dimensional phenomena with only head knowledge leads to limited success. No matter how much you study, greater success won't come your way unless you're aware of this. Everything achieved, thought, and pondered is a result of your actions, decisions, and forward momentum. I discovered this in my own life. Thus, it can be said that everyone has been equally endowed with this power. The key is to quickly recognize this hidden aspect of oneself, the self that is not usually visible. Many people emit negative feelings and end up controlled by their minor selves. This is why there are few successful people. It's because they haven't realized the true principle. I wanted to share this insight with as many people as possible. That's all.
Yes, thank you. This is truly the most crucial part of growth. There are many teachings about the law of attraction, but I think few discuss the concept of the false self versus the true self. Thank you very much. I'll work hard and make sure to apply this. Thank you very much. Yes, it was Mr. Douglas Marker from around the 16th century in England. Discovering this false self can be quite challenging, even if it's just on a surface level. It hides in the actions we take, the words we speak, or even the things we inadvertently do. By constantly questioning why I said certain things, why I hold certain values, or why I act a certain way, things start to become clearer. For example, even if you believe you need to study diligently, various distractions pop into your mind, or you suddenly remember something and end up checking your smartphone. It's like there are two versions of yourself, one that wants to study and one that doesn't. There's a sleepy version of you and a version that wants to read a book. You can always contrast and think about them in this way. If you can firmly identify this false self and aim for prosperity and development, including spiritual growth, that would be ideal. As for the heart, once you start to see the hearts of the false self and the true self, I hope you'll discover both and look deeper into yourself. That's all for today. Thank you very much.